Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our huddle. I don't even know today's date. Today is April 27th. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to see you guys. Hey, Sabrina, good to see you. See a little sweater going on there. Is it cold in your house or cold in Mississippi?
It's cold in my house because it's so humid outside.
Okay, same here. I freeze in this house, but it was pretty warm outside. Oh, goodness. Nice to see you guys. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Susan, Tori, Deanna. Nice to have you on. We're really looking forward to your story, Deanna. Really looking forward to it. Thank you for being on and thanks for being available to share. Nicole, Hannah, hello. Good evening. Amy, hello. Good evening. Good evening. Denise, Isabel, nice to have you guys here. We'll give everybody just a few more minutes. Um, if someone knows, let's see, I'm getting messages for this ID. We're gonna have to probably be able to help them or not. We'll have to get them the recording. Some of your teammates are asking me for this ID number. This one has been the same for a long, long time. So anyway, if you are a guest here, welcome, guys. I'm glad you are checking this thing out. You were probably maybe invited to be here to just kind of be a fly on the wall to check out this community. My name's Brandon Cunningham. I am in Florida, and this is a group of entrepreneurs that come together every week to share stories of success that they've had throughout the week with their business opportunity. We are all linked together with a company called Life Vantage, a publicly traded company that is going places. They have exclusive rights to some products and patents on some products that are in a category of their own. They own the category. That category is called activation. The world's kind of catching on to activation, where you give your body something, and then because of that, it reacts to it. The difference with us is we do it with plants and minerals. We don't do it with chemicals, and that's pretty amazing. So anyway, welcome. I hope you enjoy what you see here tonight. We hope that we're able to share some content that is insightful for you. Most importantly, what I hope if you're a guest here tonight is that you get to observe this community. We believe that the impact that we can have with one another will propel families. We have a slogan that we move families forward. So that's what this is about tonight. This next few minutes, the next 28 minutes or so, is about moving the people on here, their family and your family forward. And we do that by linking arms with this company. We do that by sharing techniques that helps us build our business and by sharing success stories of how we're going about getting success in our business. So we start these out every week, though, with wins for the week. And I'm hoping some of you guys have some wins that you want to share for this week with me. I think it's extremely important that we do this each and every week. So if you've got a win from last week that you'd like to share, I would love for you to either raise your digital hand, wave, or something like that, and we'll would love to hear it. And I'll keep an eye on the comments as well to see. Let's see. Bambi's got a new one of my new consultants has a new consultant. Wow. Signed up all by herself. That's pretty amazing to see that happening. That's a well-trained person when someone can give the right links out and get that done. And then that person has their customer. Bambi, like we need to know this story. A new consultant got a new consultant that got a customer. Okay, we need to absolutely have that story shared with us, guys. That would be awesome. Any wins for the week that you guys want to share? I don't see unless I'm looking at the wrong pages here. Let's see. Let me flip over to some of the others. There we go. There we go. Kyla, let's go to you.
So, because my network is limited, but my friend's network reaches all the way up in the UP, 5.5 hours away from the nearest city, we were able to get my friend's dad on Pro Tandem. So, he was my new customer last week.
Fantastic. So 5 hours from another city, that it's pretty secluded.
Yeah, there's like 35 people in that area.
That's pretty awesome. You got to really want to be by yourself to live there, I think. That's awesome. But now they're going to be in better health. So that's awesome. That is a good win.
Yeah.
So what did you do? Did you get you asked for a referral or you asked for someone like walk me through that real quick. How did you end up? You said, limited database. So how'd
Yeah.
you extend that?
So, a friend, one of my customers was a friend of mine, and she needed a year on Protandem to build that belief before she was willing to share that on.
Mhm.
And so her dad and I have never met, and never would have met outside of that. So she then took her experience of Protandem and said, Dad, you really need to be on this.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, awesome, awesome. I'd love to keep track of dad up there. Let's see what happens to his health. Because general rule of thumb, guys, the further away we are from birth, I'm not going to say the older we are, the further away we are from birth, um, usually our health declines unless you're very active and activated, and they see results quicker. Younger people, healthier people, maybe not so much, but if here's the rule of thumb. For every decade you're alive, that's how many months you should be on Protandim to give it a fair shake, right? But I have experienced that the older you are, sometimes you have more aches and pains, right? So let's keep up with that story. Thanks for sharing. Robin Smith, what do you got?
So I sang at a concert, a reggae show yesterday, and I was able to talk to a few people that actually was interested because they saw my skin and they was just and someone that I haven't seen in a while was asking what all I'm doing. So I have three prospects from that. I actually had a bottle of Protandim on me, so I ended up giving one away. But also today I got two referrals from somebody that I've been speaking with. And then we had a visiting speaker in our congregation, and she had some referrals for me. So I'm just super excited about all of it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Robin, if you're giving away samples, that's a tax write-off. I'm not an accountant. I'm not an accountant. Check with your accountant, but I think that could be labeled as marketing. I think that could be labeled as marketing. Sharita, please share.
Hello, everybody. I have a lady that she's 84 and I've been taking care of her and her mobility is not the greatest. So I gifted her a bottle of Protandom and I said, I'm not trying to sell you nothing, but I think this might work for you. So when I went back over there to do my caregiving thing, she was up off the couch, moving around. She fried some chicken, plantains, and everything. I could not believe it. And I could not, because I've been taking care of her for about 2 months. But the Protandim, it helped her get rid of some of the inflammation and pain, and she feels wonderful now. So she bought like a 2 pack of collagen and Protandim, and she's doing great at 84 years old. So I'm
That's
really
awesome.
excited.
That's fantastic. And Sharita, you cracked me up with your sales stuff. Very first time I met Sharita, guys, she's like, I'm not a salesman. And then she whips out her business cards and gives them to me. I'm like, come on, girl, that you're selling me right now. Why are you giving me these business cards? So I can like wallpaper my office? You trying to get me to buy some pies. I know what you're doing. Sharita, you're a good salesman. Love it. Own it. Embrace it. You're good at selling.
Thank you.
Tori Hill.
I have to give Sabrina a big shout out. She was being recruited by a very high consultant in a totally different company. She flipped it around and she set it all up for validation. I did a validation call for her. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. No, Friday. I did it for her Friday. The call was magic. And I just have to give her a shout out because she could have went about that
Yeah.
totally different, but she handled herself with grace.
Mm.
and she had did everything right. So Sabrina, you deserve a shout out.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And so do you,
congratulations.
Tori. Tori had some powerhouse questions that were they were just neck and neck about, as far as their level and being a high-end earner. And it was pretty incredible just to listen to and be a part of all that. So I appreciate it, Tori.
It was powerful.
That's awesome. Love, thanks for sharing. That's a great story. Just so you guys know, especially in social media, once you enter the social media world as a network marketer, you have a target on you. People are going to be sending you invitations, and they're going to be doing the Sharita thing and giving you free samples. I'm not selling, but I'm going to send you my samples. They're trying to recruit you. Okay. If anybody ever from a network marketing company gives you samples, let me just break it down for you. They are recruiting you. Okay. Ever. Okay. They're not doing it so that you stick it in your ear. Okay. Unless their product is an eardrop or something. So you guys, just be aware. Well, one last one. Let's go to Hannah. I would love to hear what you have, Hannah.
Well, last Wednesday, I belonged to a BNI Business Network International Group, and I had to do my 10-minute, which I always hate to do because I'm very bad with making a PowerPoint. Somebody else helps me make it, and then I forget to move the clicker. But anyhow, I did it. I took samples of Axio and the P84 in, and people like that. I did this about 6 months ago also, but I'm always glad when I get through it. And yeah, so that was my win that I got through it.
Yeah, no, congratulations. But here, listen, I just want to spend a second and do a little bit of teaching here. First of all, this is true. Like I thought this was kind of like hokey pokey stuff. But you guys can look this up and research it. Um, your brain will believe the words that come out of your mouth, Hannah. I don't you need to
Right,
stop telling yourself you're bad at things.
right.
Stop saying that. Okay. Now, it might be true that you need to improve. Like I need to improve in my PowerPoint creation and delivery. Your brain hears that much differently than I'm bad at it. Okay. Like I don't let my children say I can't afford something.
Hmm.
They say it's not a good use for my money right now. It's the same thing.
Right. Okay.
You guys stop saying I can't afford something because your brain and the people around you will believe that. Start saying it's not a good use for my money right now because that's the truth, right? If you're kind of broke, you probably shouldn't be spending 50 bucks on lunch. Probably a better way to spend that $50. Okay. But Hannah, congratulations for doing it, being uncomfortable. I mean, that's the win right there, guys. That for those of you that are maybe guests paying attention to this, nobody succeeds in life on accident. Nobody succeeds in life without doing things uncomfortable. And usually, the people that you look up to in business or the people that maybe have what you would like to have from a financial standpoint have just simply risked more than you. And it's not always money. Sometimes the risk is embarrassment. I don't know how much it costs to be in this BNI or to go do what she did, but I can promise you the cost to be in that or get that opportunity to do that presentation was not the risk to her. The risk to her, Hannah, I would think, would be maybe the embarrassment of not being able to click a button or what are people going to think, right? Am I right, Hannah?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, congratulations. And guys, the only way to get good at something is being bad first. Hannah, I never put a PowerPoint in my life together before Life Vantage because I had no need. So I'm still learning. I'm still pretty much a hack at it, right? I just keep going at it and going at it and going at it. And I still don't have it dialed in, but that's the only way to get better. So congratulations. Big win. All right. So thank you guys for sharing that all. And now let's kick this over to Holly Tomet. She is going to be interviewing, and it's an incredible story. Deanna's absolutely amazing. I respect Deanna so, so much. And Holly, I want to kick this over to you, and you guys just be ready for this conversation because it's a good one.
Thanks, Brendan. I love all your wins, you guys. Way to go. Would loved hearing all of that. Yeah, I'm excited for you guys to hear Deanna's story. My best friend since fourth grade, if you don't know, the one who graciously shared this business with me years ago and stuck with me when I was so skeptical. Um, excuse me. I know her story, and when Brandon asked for a story, I was like, we got to get Dee on there because you all need to hear this story. We talk about digging the well before you're thirsty, and this is like I get goosebumps already. This is the epitome of why we need to do that. So, first, Dee, who I just love, you guys, this woman is the most generous, kind. I mean, she just has a heart like no one else I know. And yeah, I'm excited for you to share. I could go on all day, but I want you to get to it. Do you first just tell them a little bit about how long you've been with LifeVantage, and then let them know what you do outside of LifeVantage because that plays such a key part in your story.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, actually, I've been a travel consultant for over 30 years. And when my daughter was about a year old, I actually went to home-based business. So for about 27 years, I've been home-based, so straight commission. So anybody that works on commission, we're in this business, we know how that works. So, so yeah, I didn't come into LifeVantage till 2017, though. So yeah, that's when it was introduced to me.
And you grew a really good business working from home with the travel industry. I mean, you had great clientele. Like, I mean, you've been my travel agent for as long as I can remember. So you are a rock star at that. And then 9/11 happened back in 2001.
Yeah.
And with that, what happened to travel? And what happened with your income and your family? Tell us that story. That's the hard part.
Yeah, it is. You know a lot of that that we were going through at that time. But, when you work on commission, you don't always realize how volatile it is until something like 9/11 happens. And especially in the travel business, yeah, nobody could travel. So it was basically I lost all my income for that year. And when you work commission and travel, you don't get paid until people actually travel. So I could have a lot of money on the books and then something catastrophic happens like that and all of that goes away. So yeah, I wasn't bringing in any money and we had just built our dream home. And it was probably, I'll get emotional, so sorry if I I think back on that because so much has happened and it is a very long story that we have to make a little shorter. But yeah, we had just built our dream home. I had a 3 year old and a 3 month old at home. And yeah, my business was gone pretty much overnight. And it took a little bit of a domino effect, but then my husband's income was cut pretty much too because a lot of businesses suffered from that. So his income got cut, and it just created a massive debt spiral for us because we didn't have a savings to fall back on. So credit cards to buy the groceries, and I ended up taking another job. I worked for Marriott for quite a few years on I went into a second shift job so I wasn't away from my kids and so a lot of sacrificing just to be able to pay the bills until I could start booking travel again. So I was really kind of awakened at that moment that I needed to to find another source of income that was going to help us through something like that if it ever happened again.
And you guys ended up, correct me if I'm wrong, but you ended up having to sell the house, right? I
We
love that
did.
home. I love
Yeah, it
that
was
home. It
about
was
7 years,
beautiful.
but it was like, when you're house poor, it doesn't matter how awesome your house is. It's like at that point, I just wanted out of debt. So yeah, we decided to sell the house and so we could pay off everything we had gone into debt for and start off kind of fresh, so to speak. And it was actually I'll say 2008 during the really bad housing era. So we had to sell our house. We didn't, the realtor made more than we did. But yeah, it was just a cycle of one thing after another. So I was pretty eyes wide open to try to find something else before
Yeah,
I
and,
even
and
came
and
into
if
Life
you weren't
Image.
if you weren't before, you are now, right? I mean, at that point in time, because when that happens, you're like, okay, we can't rely on even you had two good incomes. You had two solid incomes, and so most of
Hmm.
us, I think, can fall into that belief that that's security until something
Right.
like that happens, which is why we say you can never have too many streams of income. And so now compare that for us because that was hard. I know that's hard to even share that story because I know what you guys went through during that time. Fast forward now, 2020, 21, COVID hits. Once again, your primary income at the time was, travel, but LifeVantage, if I'm not mistaken, was cranked up there quite a bit, right? Because
Yeah,
now you built that for, contrast that and tell us what it was
right.
like for
Yeah, I
COVID
mean,
versus that.
and it took a while to find LifeVantage, of course, but I jumped in. I was kind of one of those people that was like, "What the heck is this for real?" There's no question about it. I'm in. But I was pretty skeptical once I actually signed on the dotted line, so to speak. So it took me a little bit to get going, and even to talk to you, Holly, that. So I was probably a year into it before I even really started chatting with you. But Holly's a rock star, so of course she ignited my business, and I found some other good, quite a few consultants, and was able to just build. The business started momentum, right? It started really building through those years. So it was really great because it was, I have LifeVantage here and I have my travel income, and life was good. And then COVID hits, and I was like, "What? Here we go again." Um, I lost again that entire income for over a year and a half. It was a lot of money because that was a really good travel year. It was going to be anyway, probably one of my best. So, but by that time, I would say 3.5, 4 years into it, I had already replaced that income with LifeVantage. So it really stinks. Nobody likes to lose money, right? I mean, that's money I could have been putting away. But my son graduated that year too. So we had open houses and all those expenses too. But I never had that, oh my gosh, what are we going to do moment at all. Because when we had moved into here, by that time, we had already not had debt anymore other than just our house. But so it was just a completely different story. And I could tell you it is such a different feeling to do something because you want to and not because you have to. So my travel business now is because I want to. It gives me extra money, but this business has allowed us to save an entire income last year. We didn't even touch my husband's income.
That's
So,
huge.
yeah, it's
That's huge.
been life changing. Like I can't even explain. So, it's a blessing for sure. And to just not give up because it can move slow. It moves slower for me because I didn't move as fast as Holly when I originally started it because I was skeptical, but I did keep going, keep learning, digging in. There are skills you're going to have to get so much better at, but you just keep sharing and people come and, it's been great. We have incredible culture and leadership here to help you succeed. So
I tell people all the time that I'm so thankful for you that you never gave up and that you persisted with me because I was a hard sale in this. I came in kicking and screaming, so it was a tough one for me. But I love when COVID hit, as horrible as that was. I'll never forget when we talked on the phone and you're like, "Well, travel's at a halt." And she goes, it literally like rolled off her shoulders, you guys. Like it was how she was reacting to that was so different than the Deanna in 2001. And this business did that. So Dee, I love you and I love that you shared. Thanks for sharing that 'cause I think everybody needs to hear that story so they understand to dig the well before they're thirsty. It's so, so important.
absolutely happy to share.
Thanks, friend. Back to you, Brandon.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies, for that. And that story never gets old to me. I'm glad you guys were able to share it here. And a couple of things that some of you, I hope, are taking away from this. If you are a small business owner, meaning I don't know classified now, but I want to say they classify you as a small business if you have less than 50 employees. I could be wrong on that, but to me that's a big business if you got 50 employees. Um, that business is usually pretty localized. Um, I know with hurricanes, I live in Florida. I'm originally from Louisiana. Sometimes it doesn't have to be COVID or 911. It could be called Hurricane Andrew. And if your business is in that county or that parish that those hurricanes go through, you can be wiped out, not just from the storm itself, but your business. So my point in saying that is things go on in local economies. Governments change, politicians change, laws change. I remember a law that went in place, guys, back when I was in traditional business in the car business. It was called cash for clunkers. It was around 2007, 2008. Um, that one put a real stranglehold on our business. And I had no control over that, right? So my point is this. If you, even if you own your own business, sometimes you don't own your own income, as Dee just kind of laid out, right? 9/11, I actually knew some people that owned a limousine business in New York City, and about 80% of their clients were in the towers. I knew that person. Okay. His life was upside down and, just terrible situation. My point is with our business, guys, we are not tied to a city or a state. We can be we right now, if you join us, you are open in every state in the United States. You can do business and build teams and build an income. And it's global. There are people on here right now from outside the United States on this very Zoom. There are people here from Canada and Mexico and Australia. And we have, I think some of you may be able to stay in the chat, but I know we're over 20. I don't want to misspeak, but 25, 27 countries we are open in and expanding. We just opened in Portugal. That's happening kind of right now under all of our noses, right? Like if you've got friends over in Europe, Spain, Portugal, in that area. You've got a new business. Iceland just opened. Iceland, crazy, right? Like Iceland. But you guys, you have a global business, and that really does give you some diversity in income that we all need. We all need. Um, and the other thing I heard here is that Deanna now has a system. This is bigger than her. And if you guys are any fans of the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. His second book, Kiyosaki's second book, was The Cash Flow Quadrant. He says that you should own a system, right? It's on the right side of the quadrant. And that's what we have here. Deanna has a system that's bigger than her. Deanna has a system that is not reliant 100% on her efforts. Yes, she's involved. Yes, she keeps the motor running, but thing is bigger than her. So Holly's in her organization, and I can assure you that if Deanna decides to never say Protandim or LifeVantage again for the rest of her life, that is not stopping her team, specifically Holly Thomas. And that means Deanna's going to get a check month after month after month after month after month. And that's what you guys all want. That's what you all want. You want a system that you own that doesn't slow down when maybe you need to. Life happens. Sometimes we have to slow down. Unfortunately, for most people, their pay and their life, it's real life. Like no one wants to lose their home. No one wants to have to do that. And that's what this is about. I told you when this thing started, this is about moving families forward. That's what we are doing here. If you are ready to move your family forward, this is the group to link arms with. We are doing it daily, weekly, and monthly here. We are moving families forward. We have an incredible opportunity with this team and our company. And this company is moving, guys. It's the train is on the right track. And so I'm excited for all of you to be here as our business partners. If they're guests here, I'm even more excited that you're checking this thing out. Get back with the person that put you on here. And hey, just bring some people back. Bring some people back here next week. There'll be different stories, different information, and we can, expose that part of your network to this. And we want to help you build your system. That's why I'm telling you to bring people back to move your family forward. So keep an eye open this week for some opportunities to plug some people into some business overviews. I don't have a time nailed down yet, but this week, most likely on Wednesday, I will be doing another business presentation like I did last week. We call it Own My Tomorrow. How cool does that sound? Everybody wants to own their tomorrow. Deanna was talking about that a little bit about the difference between not having a savings and when you do have a savings. Like they aren't even touching a whole income. That is owning your tomorrow. When you can put money away like that, you sleep well at night. That's owning your tomorrow. That's what this presentation's about on Wednesday. So I hope to see you guys there. You guys, thank you all for being here. We really, really are excited to be doing this with you. And thank you for all the participants, all the wins. You guys, if you didn't share your wins last week, either A, you need to try harder, right? Or do harder. I shouldn't say try harder. Do harder, do more. And B, maybe you're just shy and don't be shy. Share even the smallest wins here because every win is a good win, you guys. So we'll see you guys here next week. All right. You guys have a good night.